Yep, you're next. All right, Bronco. Sit you down there. You be good. All right. We got a Bronco. We got an Axial SCX10III Bronco on the bench. So we're going to see if I can do this again without upsetting a bunch of people. So I'm going to talk my way through it. Put a little light on the subject. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these that I printed in green just so they can be seen. We're going to use these to put this into that. So let's get going. So I bought this from a breaker, Rob Matheny, and he's here in Maryland. He's local to me, so I was able to swing over and pick this up. Price was perfect. It was less than half of the price of a new one from Vanquish. This one came out of a stance, and I know that because it had the tray on this side, and I put the other post on. We're leaving this one all plastic. Why? I don't know. I just don't want to dig through a bunch of parts. So we're going to see if this will fit into the SCX10III Bronco the same as it fits into the CJ. So we'll give it a shot. And I'm going to go through this probably painfully for some of you, but I was asked quite a bit to be a little more thorough. So we're going to be thorough. This might take a while. So kind of where I want to start is I get rid of the drive shafts because they're going to do nothing but give me problems. And I got the wrong bit in. That's awesome. Good start. Yes, I use my Milwaukee. I like the trigger. I'm an Army guy, so triggers make me happy. I don't do the twist thing. I got bad wrists. So disassembly, I don't mind using screw gun. Some reassembly, I don't mind using the screw gun. Don't do what Jeremy does. Do what makes you feel happy in this hobby. So I removed the drive shafts entirely because I find that as I flip this truck over 75,000 times to get all these screws out, the drive shafts are just going to flop and fall all over the place. I think the front one won't even come out until transmission gets loosened up. So while I'm under here, so this truck does have all stainless, well, I'd say the majority of stainless hardware. I'll clean this little screw hole out. She gets run, so she's got dirt in her. It's not as nice as working on the CJ when it was brand new. So yeah, we got a little dirt to deal with here. We will get rid of this baby servo because it's no longer needed, and I'll just take it straight off the mount. I'm too lazy to change bits. You'll see me throwing hardware places, so that's on the cow mat. Hardware I'm not going to reuse, or parts that I'm not going to reuse go in one bin. Parts I am going to reuse go in another bin, so on and so forth. So here's the tray of what's going in and out. But that's kind of the gist of it. Move our receiver out the way. Let's get back in here. Let's see, we got to get rid of this stuff. Ooh, there's a nice little castle system in here. I forget what's in some of these trucks sometimes, so forgive me. It'd be a bit of rediscovery for me as we go through. Oh, yeah. Oh man, there's a 444 in here. I'll be dipped. Huh. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I mean, motor's out, transmission's out. I mean, that's really as easy as it is to take a drive line out of these trucks. It's pretty simple. It's not real complex. Like I said, I was kind of, I guess people thought I rushed through the last time. Didn't like the music and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it is what it is. But here we are, together again. And I can already see I'm going to have one problem in this particular truck. And that isn't due to the truck or the transmission. Let's see, what do we got in here? We got 2280. 2280, okay. This one was done a while ago. Tell you what, we're gonna repower this one too, because there's no sense in having that in here anymore. So let's hold the receiver in here. Leave that stuff. We'll take this stuff. We'll put a different power system in here. So what I was getting to, problem area. So this skid is a Trio aluminum skid, and it is not built like the plastic skids. So this link is part of the skid, and it needs to go there. So I'm going to run and see if I have a skid, see if I still have the stock skid for this. If I do, great. If I don't, pretty well puts a stop to this, and we'll have to reassess. So let me go see if I can find. All right, it's been a couple days. I didn't have a skid available, so I had to order one. So thank you, A-Main. Good job. This is the skid part number. It's the correct one for this. When you're getting ready to put this piece on that you print out, notice that the holes are offset towards the front of the truck. So there is a direction to these skids, with the two little holes go in the back. That's for the Basecamp transmission, I believe. But anyway, so this little nub right here has to be removed, and you can use a knife. It comes off with a little bit of effort, or a pair of nippers, and you can flush cut it just like that. Yep, that was loud. Bling. Then a little cleanup, and the plate goes right on into place with the two screws that will go through the bottom and the one through the top, which will also be the transmission bolt. So that's how it all stacks up and sits. Just so you know what I'm doing here. So my little extra step, I have to change that skid out. There's a piece that cut off, came back to me. Yeah, I gotta change the skid out for that skid, and I'll be back and we'll continue on. All right, so we got our skid back in. Mounted the link at the same time. It's just easier because it does slip into the side of the chassis a little bit. Put the 2 bottom screws in. I checked my clearance with this. The screws that come up from the bottom do not touch the VFD trans at all, so we're pretty well good to bolt that down. Up front, the spur gear hits this part of the chassis right here, this support brace. So a couple different things that can be done. If you want to keep the engine cover and all that stuff in here, all you need to do is just take a hobby knife and slice away. Basically, you're just taking that top corner piece off, and that should be enough to give proper clearance, motor wires, for the spur gear to spin. So that is just about, that is plenty. So I might take a little bit more off just to kind of clean it up and make the cut nice. Yep. And we'll take a little bit out of here. Like I said, I'm just keeping the cut nice, but it's not a terrible bunch to cut off, to trim off there. If you can see it up here, it's just this little corner of the bracket. So once that is in, then the other piece that you print out, this little offset piece, basically it's going to bolt to this portion of the chassis, and it raises up to this front support right here. So I'm going to go ahead and send that home while I'm sitting here. That way when I put it in, I know what my clearance is on that side. And one more fit up, and you can see where that piece goes, and it lines up with the hole that's already there. So that's where that's at. Yeah. You know what? That screw is just a little bit proud. Let me take that one down a notch. Let's see if I get a shorter one to put in here. Let's see. Almost not too bad. See if I got one that's a smidge shorter here. What are we working with? So I could buy 10. Let's put a couple 8s in there instead. Let's see if that helps things. Yep. Feels a little bit better. Put those in the recycler. Just jumped out of my hand. Let's see where we're at here. Alright, I'd say we're better. So, definitely clear of the transmission. So keep all this stuff up out the way. Alright, let's put in some hardware. Into the trans. Started. that one might be a bit much. Yeah, that's a bit long. Let's put this one in. There we go. That front one. Let's see. What do we got? Here we go. Spur gear is clear. Our little shave took care of all that. Yeah, I got gobs of clearance on that one. So, and this VFD is actually out of a, I think I said it before, this is out of a stance. So this has the smaller gear on it, which should be plenty fine. So there's the VFD in. Kind of, there's not a whole lot of clearance on that steering servo little piece, so I think I'm gonna run my blade down in there just a smidge, just in case things start wiggling around. Like I said, it's real thin plastic, so taking it off with a hobby knife is nothing. Yeah, it is what it is. So longer drive shaft is the other key ingredient here. So right now we have a long and a short, and a long and a short for the Bronco. And I think I have some. So this one is from the VFD. So I think if I remember correctly, these are compatible. Yep. So yeah, we can run a long and a long. So we're kind of making some out of some others, but these long tubes do come in the Axial parts bags as well, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So let me go ahead and put this one on trans. I think that was really the only other question I had was about the drive shafts. On the CJ, I did put the Vanquish or the Incision drive shafts in it, which were more than adequate to get them for the front. It was perfectly fine. So let's see what we got on the front. So we got that one on. Let's get her back down where we can see it here. Actually, yep, that's a pretty good solution. So that one long is enough to get her sent home. So all I'm going to do is ensure I have phasing on my shafts here. So we are top of clock. And we are in phase. So, all right, I want to get the rest of this buttoned up and then we'll review. All right, here we go. So we got all buttoned up. Motor cover still fits on. Servo wires routed down. Got the I'm just using the Vanquish ready to run stuff. So the Vanquish receiver, speed control, battery, even the motor. So motor trans, everything's kind of Vanquishy. So everything does work. Let's get her turn it on here for you. Still using the Vanquish remote. Let's throw this in there so we don't. But we got steer, we got go backwards, we got go forwards, and if I'm not mistaken, this is going to have, I think this has overdrive in it. Let's see here real quick. Do the scientific tape test. We'll see what we got. So there's one revolution of the rear, so we got about 25% overdrive, so she should do pretty good on trail. That's a rough guess. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, so she's good as gold. So the big question is, does the body still fit with this transmission? And I'm going to say, yeah, I think it's actually lower than the stock transmission was. Let's see if we can get our body clipped in here. Yep. Ooh. Missed a clip. Did that time. Yep. So there we go. She's on. No rubbing. And yeah, looks pretty clean. Back to trail truck duty. So that's pretty much it. I don't know what else anybody wants to message about on these quick little jobs, but yeah. So you got your Vanquish transmission in your Axial SCX10III. So parts that I did have to grab were strictly because I had a trail skid plate in here before, and I did have to get the 1010. If you did the same thing and you threw it away, you're going to need these the upper link mounts as well. That's a separate part number. I actually had those laying around, so I was able to pull this one off. Not too bad. Pretty chuffed. So there you go. The Bronco and the CJ7 both benefit from this kit. So big shout out to Harley Designs for whipping it up. Hopefully one day there is an aluminum piece that comes. It would be nice. I'd trust it a little bit more than my PTG print. So we'll go from there, see what happens. We'll run it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Almost at 725 subs now. So since I kind of took this seriously, I've been hanging around 50 and jumped up pretty quick. And I do appreciate you all for subscribing. If you like the video and you want to see more content like this, a little bit more kit bashing, a little more my style, let me know and share it with your friends. Thanks. Have a great day. Go RC.